Alrighty. Well, I tried calling, but I missed you, so I have this open. Thought we would just jump through it real quick. Your house, right here, 2095 Bella Cara Court, here in Porto Sol. So let's just take a quick look. I've been looking at it. So, of the railings on the staircase, I like this too. The barn doors that was put up. So let's just take a look. You got a nice house. So what do? You got a little kitchenette thing upstairs. I guess maybe that's the TV room that I saw. Nice backyard, patio, everything. Landscape nice. You are on the lake. So all of it is very nice. Looks good. All right. You got the playground, Porto Sol. I'm very good. I know Porto Sol very well. I have a listing actually, 2884 Bella Rosa. In fact, actually, this past 5 days, I've had like 45 showings on it. But in fact, your floor plan is similar to it because they do the same thing where their square footage is probably a little bit bigger in there, and their island instead of squares is on an angle here. But the same thing with the little den area and the family room and the dining over there. And then obviously your flooring is great, the space is great, paint is great. I love the extra molding on the walls. The steps are great with not being carpeted, but having the treads on it. That's nice. Love the TV room. I was trying to figure out where this was, whether it was upstairs or downstairs. I was thinking it was that room behind the little den area that you have in the living room. That would have been an office. That's what I was thinking. But it could have been upstairs. Might have been the room that's extra room in the primary on mine. So anyway, we're going backwards. Your house is very nice, right? Now let's look at if we were to compare it to what's out there, and obviously we've got to look at square footage as well. So you are 2,800 square feet, and if I look here, these are the homes that are on the market. They are all, if I look at square footage here, 2831, 2830. So they're all within your square footage, within a few hundred of that for the most part. Some of them have a pool, some of them don't. If I look at this house right here, it sold for $699. Well, no, it was listed for $699. We don't know what it sold for. We just know it went under contract. Now, it was on the market for 48 days, and while it was on the market, so was this one. But this one actually sold for $690 in 3 days. And let's just take a quick look at this for a minute, and let's look at details for just a second. First, let's go down here. Original list price $699, sold for $690. So you can see they took a $9,000 discount basically from the offer from when they sold it, because obviously 3 days they didn't lower their price. Just somebody offered them $690 and they took it. In the pictures of it, they have a pool. They are not on the lake. They do have a pool. They don't have the the really nice larger landscape backyard like you guys do with entertaining, but they have the pool. They're very nice on the inside like yours. It's really well done, right? Their kitchen is like yours and everything. The addition is they have a pool. If we look at details on them, they are 2,300 square feet. So you were 2,800 square feet. They're 23, right? So in a typical thing, that's 500 square feet is what our difference would be. And what we would normally do is we would say, okay, if I was trying to figure out a comparable value, how would I do it, especially if the house is smaller? So what we would typically do is we would say, all right, 500 square feet times 125 bucks, $125 plus what it sold for, which was $690. So if we were to compare that house, it'd be your house compared to that house, if it had a pool, would be $752, and I would have taken 60 grand away for a pool. So you'd be at the 690 range is where you would be for you. So it's not matching because, oh, they sold for 690, I should sell for 690. And you look at, well, they had a pool, so I should be less than that. No, we got to factor in the square footage. So 690 would put you as a comparable price to that. Now let's look at one. We're going to look at another one, and that is, and I'm just going to go to the list view for that because it's going to make it a little bit easier. And I'm going to simply take it by the price, and I'm going to go smallest to highest. Because when you put your house on the market, there's two different things. There is what you can sell your house for, and then there's what your house is worth. They are not the same. Most of the time, there's a spread between them. What your house can sell for is going to be dictated by what's the appraisal going to come in at, and that appraisal on a sale is going to come in based on what the other house is sold for, and also on, and it's going to be pretty tight on that. And then they try to do it, apples to apples as much as they can. But if we look at this, your competition is 725. So if your competition is 725, and now realize this house is 725, it's been on the market 134 days. It's not selling at 725. The price is too high because people would have bought it had they done. Now, and I would suspect, had they had it priced at 699 or 690, they'd be sold. And that's where you would need to be. Now, here's the other thing. It's your square footage. So it's pretty much apples to apples, other than we need to look at the photos and we need to go, okay. Big house, decent, pretty, not quite as nice as the thing. They got the darker cabinets, you got the white. Everything as far as this is concerned is like yours. The bathrooms may not be as nice as yours. They chose to do a little gym room, but for the most part, I'd have to say it's pretty much like yours, just the backyard's not as nice, and obviously they don't have a pool, and they didn't do the nice landscaping, but they do have a relatively big backyard, and they're obviously not at the water either. So when I come down to it, your house in comparison, the 690, 699, I'd go at 699 personally, because there's nobody else at that price. You're going to get the attention. You're going to be under these guys, so you're going to sell. And if somebody thought they would pay a little bit more, they will offer more. My guess is you're going to get a 690 offer, as opposed to a 699 offer. Now, the other thing I would share, I have Bella Rosa, the 2884, and mine's 3788. It's big, right? It's, I think, the biggest floor plan that's out there, maybe within a few feet of something that might be slightly bigger. The best that I have gotten on mine is 715. That's the best offer that I have gotten on that very large house. Now, my house is not in as good a shape. I have carpet upstairs. My railings for my stairs and the upstairs thing are not as nice as your railings. I got solid, just sheetrock walls. It's not as nice. So there would definitely be some discount from that standpoint. I don't have a nice backyard like you got. I have a nice big backyard. I am on a lake, but it's not landscaped and ready for entertaining like yours is. So there's a value to that. Somebody's going to look at that and go, wow, I'm going to really enjoy living here. So your 699, I think, is a very good number to work at, especially since I now have had a good 40 people come through mine. I kind of forced that because I dropped the price to a ridiculous price. Of course, I put in my listing, we're not selling at this price, we're just not getting the showing. So come look at it and basically name your price. Now, I got some stupid offers too, but I got 3 solid offers in the 700s. So just want to give that to you as an example. All right, if you are thinking about selling, obviously I'd like to get it done for you. Hopefully this information helps you, and have an awesome day. And you're going to have my contact information, so save me, and we can get in touch when you're ready. Hope you have a good day.